Hi, everybody.
Hey,
It's Christine and Tina, ladies of Lanai. I'm Christine,
I'm Tina.
and we're back out on my Lanai. And we have back with us a very special guest, Miss Jeanne Rogers.
Thank you.
And she is the president of a very interesting club here in the Villages. You're not going to believe it. But before we get started with that, talking all about this special club, we just want to remind you guys to make sure that you're liking and subscribing to our content that we're bringing you. Makes Tina and I rich. We see all that. So please do. So introduce yourself and tell us the name of this club.
My name is Jeanne Rogers. I am an author here in the Villages, and I am also president of the Writers League of the Villages.
Yeah. So we know there's a lot of book clubs in the Villages, but that has to do with people get together and they read a book and then they talk about it.
Right.
But your club is more about writers, and
Right.
you're not going to believe how many writers there are in the Villages. So tell us the name of your club and when it got started.
The Writers League of the Villages was founded by two men, Ken Kincaid and Mark Newhouse, back in 2011. So it's been around for a very, very, very long time. At the present time, we have over 200 members who come once a month to a major meeting, what we call a general meeting. We help to educate them. We support them in their writing, whatever it is, whatever stage they are in. Even if they're in the thinking stage, there's something for them in this club, something that they can get help with in the club.
And did you have a mission statement at all?
Yes, the league does have a mission statement, and it pretty much goes like this. Its goals are to further the education of writers about all aspects of the craft, including editing, self-publishing, and marketing. We want to foster an environment for promoting the published works of our authors. These goals are accomplished via speaker presentations, special writing seminars. We also hold book fair once a year and other special events during the year. And the website has information that has interest to all of the village with authors or writers at whatever stage of writing you're in.
Okay, so that's a lot. So were you always a writer?
I've been writing for decades.
Okay.
But I'm one of those people just didn't feel like, what I was doing was worthy.
You had the imposter syndrome
I did.
as a writer?
I suffered. But I suffered more with the idea that if I didn't try, I would regret the fact that I didn't try.
Right.
So I just kind of dove headlong into it. I had an idea in my head, and I started writing. Yeah.
And this idea in your head that you had, the books that you write about kind of all discuss this one sort of topic.
Yeah,
And what is it?
they're all interconnected.
Mhm.
I love Australia. I have been there. So I'm talking firsthand. It's a beautiful place and the people are gorgeous. And something that I didn't learn in school was about Australia and the fact that their environment is totally different and the animals that live there are totally different than anywhere else in the world. And I always wondered why we were never taught that, or why the animals were so different. So at one point in time, I decided, well, this is an educational thing. I can do something that will also educate, not just entertain. So I can take these animals, I can put them in a story, and at the back of the book, I put a glossary where they could see what the actual animal looks like and learn a little bit about their life. A lot of them are very, very endangered. So it was an educational thing that got me going. And once I started rolling,
And behind us are several of your books.
Yes,
Published
they're so colorful.
Yeah.
Yes.
But these, even though they're real varieties of animals or species of animals,
Right.
the stories are not real.
No, the stories, excuse me, it's called fantasy reality fantasy based fables, stories. What that means is that you have these animals that are living in a problem or living with a problem that a human could live in,
Mhm.
but it's just animals that are experiencing it and trying to solve it. So, yeah, it's reality-based fantasy.
Yeah, so it's called fantasy where endangered animal heroes roam the pages.
Correct. That's my byline.
All right.
Yes.
So back to the group. You said you have how many members?
Over 200 now. Yeah.
And do you accept new members?
All the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do the person who comes to the group, do they have to already be a writer or some kind of accomplishment already?
No, absolutely not. If you even have a thought in your head that you might like to write, the group is for you because you'll find somebody there to champion you, to help you develop your ideas and actually get you going, because that's the hard part. The hard part is going, and you need somebody to say, you can do this, or let me help you do this.
What's your advice for a first-time person? Like, I was telling you, I'd like to come sometime. Is there advice for someone for a first time to come to the group?
No, just to come, there's a presentation at every general meeting, and it encompasses some particular aspect of writing or publishing. So you'll learn something at the meeting.
So the flow of the meeting is like maybe a little bit of a seminar, like
Yeah, well, what we usually have is a particular agenda, which also includes, committee members speaking, so that the members will know where we are financially, and what's coming up next. So all these speakers, there's also a membership chair, and they'll usually speak and say where we are with membership. But that particular portion of the meeting is like up front. Mm-hmm. And then eventually we get into some very interesting presentations after that.
And it's not for people to present their works and be critiqued, right? That's not particularly what the club is about.
No, that's not what the club is about. However, if you come there and you're just a new member, mm-hmm. You might be called up to the front and say, are there any new members? And I'd say, please come to the front, introduce yourself, and tell us what you're working on. If anything. And then we also have people who have new books that are published. Have you got a new book published? Come on up and tell us about the book. So, yeah, we do we try to support those people because most writers are introverts. They don't really want to come out and talk about their books.
Right.
They want somebody else to talk about.
They want somebody else to talk about it. Yeah.
Is there a fee? Is there an annual fee to join the club?
$20.
$20. And when and where do you meet? You mentioned it was once a month?
Once a month, the second Wednesday of every month. And we meet at Laurel Manor, up way at the top, at 46, up at the top of Buena Vista.
And you have a website, you said?
We have a website. It's called writersleagueofthevillages.com.
And is there also a Facebook group?
There's also a Facebook. Yep.
We'll put the links to the Facebook page and the website in the description of the video, as well as the schedule for the meeting if anyone wants to refer back.
Right.
And you had mentioned you do a book expo. Can you tell us a little bit when and where that is? Because I know I belong to a few different book clubs, but everybody always gets really excited when the book expo.
Yeah, the book expo has been running for a while now. We have a great woman who's really been in charge of this expo for years. Her name's Rita, and it always comes in January. And this year it's on January 25th, 2026. And typically we have somewhere around 100 authors showing up with their published work, and it's always a fabulous day. And we also have speakers that talk about some particular subject matter. I'm not sure what's going on this year. I haven't heard yet, but I know that we have.
And are there books for sale there too?
That's what it's all about.
Is it just the authors that are speaking there, or it's all kinds of books?
It's all kinds of books. I mean, yeah, from children's books to mysteries and thrillers and educational books. There's every genre that you could think of. You'll find it at Book Expo.
But it's only villager authors who are selling. Oh,
no.
You invite others from.
No, this is an open forum. For the villagers, the members that are for villagers, they get to put their application in around August 1, I think it is. And then September or July, it's July 1. And then September 1, the applications are open to people outside the villages, and they can. Because this is one of the things where you can walk into it, not be a villager, and come in and not have to show your
ID.
ID. Anybody can come into an open forum.
Mhm.
We're
Interesting,
yes.
okay.
So, yeah, there's a lot of people from the different places. It becomes very popular. Yeah.
So one of the other things the club does is not only if you're looking to get started writing or have ideas or have encouragement, is how do I publish?
Right.
And you help people give seminars and things like that, but also you have found outlets for writers in the villages. What are some of those as well?
Well, what we have is we have critique groups throughout the villages that the Writers League does support. So you've got critique villages for children. You've got a critique for people who want to write their memoirs. You got science fiction. You've got history. All these groups are in the villages.
So if you want the feedback, you can find
Correct. You may, with a group like ours that meets, when we meet, there's somewhere between, I'd say, 50 and 100 people who show up. You can't kind of drill down, but if you join one of these individual groups, then you'll be able to get drilled down to what specifically you are working on and get help with that specific, genre. Yeah.
Who are some of the where are some of the local either vendors or businesses that support some of the villages writers?
That's Rita. Rita's our communications individual, and she really does find links to the local newspapers, magazines, and tries to get us.
But you do all booked up? All booked up?
We do all
something there?
Yes, we do all booked up. We're working on another venue at Peach Wave. We have a venue that's going to be occurring on September 20th in Mount Dora. That's going to be Mount Dora's Book Expo, but we've been invited to join, and it's wonderful. All these events are offered to our members. And if they want to go there and sell their books and talk to people about what they're writing, they can do it.
So your books they're available at All Booked Up.
Not all my books, but All Book does carry our members' books.
And
yes.
Don't they have is it once a week or once a month they feature a villages writer?
Yeah, first Tuesday of every month they feature a villages writer.
And then also there are some villager books available at Holy
Smokes, yes, has a rack of villagers' books.
What kind of book do they only do a particular topic there?
No. No. I'm supposed to go up once a month and kind of put new ones.
Circle them around. Yeah.
Cycle them through. We're also thinking of the same kind of situation over at Peach Wave. I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
October will probably be the first one at Peach Wave.
And then what about Barnes and Noble? Do they have you guys?
Barnes and Nobles, if you have a book that you have published and it is available on the Barnes and Noble website, like all my books are available through the Barnes and Noble website, okay?
Great.
They will take your book in, you sign an agreement with them because they're going to take, a cut. And they have a special rack that says local authors, and they'll put your books up.
What?
Yes.
Do you know when you walk in? Do you know where that section is?
Yep, you walk in and you take a right, and it's near the cafe.
On the way to Starbucks.
Yes, that's right.
There you go.
That's
Way to
good.
Starbucks.
That's a good spot.
That's what I'll remember.
That's a good spot, isn't it? Sounds good.
How common is it for someone when they come to the villages to decide to become a writer? Is it something you've found or experienced that they were always desiring to write and just never felt?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question, because a lot of people, when you reach my age, and you're looking at your mortality, you want to. It was a great song that's called I Just Want to Leave Something Behind. And so a lot of these people will come in here and they say, I just want to write a book about my life to leave to my grandchildren. It happens a lot. And they're not interested in whether or not they sell a gazillion books. They're just interested in putting something together as their children and grandchildren.
I was gonna say, so that's,
Don't we wish we all had that
Yeah.
from our?
Yeah, and it's really not hard to put together.
I was gonna say, that's nice, so to join it, it doesn't mean that I have to wanna publish something, or I wanna become a famous writer.
No,
It may, I just have a project and I wanna write this about this experience or my life, or just I had this story,
Right.
for example, about Australia, and I want someone to help me put it together and to give it to my friends, my grandchildren, my children.
Exactly. The Writers League has the resources to help you do that.
That's awesome.
We have publishers, we have editors, we have people who know the business and have navigated the business in one way or another to help anybody who comes in that wants to,
This is
to
a great,
write.
wonderful resource if you dive into it.
I was gonna say, is there a difference between being a writer as a retiree or before you were retired, or is it just the amount of time and mental resources you have?
I don't think there's any difference whatsoever. I mean, I started writing, I'd say about 30 years ago. So, I mean, I would guess that would be considered fairly young at the time. But I have people coming into the membership that are older and just starting out. So I would never tell them they can't do it. Absolutely, you can do it. Whatever it is you put your mind to, it can be done. So, yeah, I would never say don't do it. Absolutely give it a try.
Is there any other words of wisdom you would give for potential writers or people who are interested in coming to the Writers League?
I think the big thing is the fear of not being accepted. And
Is it the first step is just that step through the door to come in and?
I remember the first time I went to the Writers League, somebody, actually was my next door neighbor who said a friend of hers belongs to this Writers League. And I spoke to her and she told me when, and I was all by myself, walked in the door and I really felt, I don't know, just unease, I guess.
And how many people generally attend? Like,
It's anywhere
month?
between 50 and 80 people.
That's a good
Sometimes-
number.
Yeah, sometimes less, sometimes more.
and does it last about an hour or is it more?
It
or?
starts at 9:00 and we go to 11.
Do you have a
Yeah.
date for the next one?
It's September, it's next week. Wait a minute, where are we? It's this coming Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's
Coming
this coming
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I'm not sure if we'll get this up in time for that, but in any event, that would be Wednesday,
Wednesday the 10th,
the 10th, and then the next one after that. Did you say the
October, the second Wednesday in October. I don't know.
October the 8th?
October the 8th.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Do you think there's anything that's maybe misunderstood about the Writers Club, Greg?
No, some people.
I say Writers Club, Writers League.
Writers League.
Yes.
Some people think that it might be a stepping stone to something, and it's really not. Writing is really what you put into it and what you want to get out of it. You have to really work hard at it, especially if you have something like for me, I have got to get my, self on the road and go to libraries and schools and whatnot and offer my books because down here in the villages, you've got an older population. They don't want to read children's fantasy.
Right. But
So, yeah.
these books could be for their grandchildren.
That's exactly
And I'm
right.
looking into
Yeah.
for kids.
Yeah.
And speaking of going on the road, you have this little mascot here, or
Yes.
whatnot that you might be bringing with you on the road. Why don't you show them?
Yeah. Come on.
This is an Australian animal that we all know.
Yeah, this is Luella.
Luella.
Yeah, Luella.
So
Luella.
marsupial?
This is
Yeah, right.
This is marsupial.
I remember one thing from, okay, not even the right term, exact term, but
People don't realize it, but marsupials are native, obviously, to Australia. But there is one marsupial that lives in North America, and most people don't know what it is.
Squirrel.
I
No.
was gonna say raccoon.
No.
A human.
It's a possum.
Possum.
It has a pouch.
Really?
And it's the only animal in North America that is considered a marsupial.
I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
Marsupials are fascinating. I mean, I could talk about them all day long. Some of them have pouches like this little guy, right in the front like that. And some of them have pouches that are backwards, that the baby comes in from the back. And the reason is because that particular marsupial is a digger.
Oh, you can't have the baby in the front if you take it.
Right, if you're digging, you get dirt in the baby.
And tell us about the medals on.
All these are medals that I have, been honored with. Just recently, Florida Authors and Publishers Association had given me 2 medals, one for the story and one for the illustrator. The illustrator's got to have her medal.
And that's
that one.
This one here.
Yes, that's that one.
And that would be something you would also help, like I have this book, but I need to find an illustrator.
Right.
Or things like that.
Right now, we're putting together, and I'm going to mention her name again, Rita, we're creating with all of us, all of our input, a services directory. And the services directory will give you ideas of who would edit your book, other ideas of publishers of book, publish your book.
What about self-publishing? Do you talk about that too?
Yep.
Okay.
We talk about that too. We have women in the club that can take your book and handle the whole thing for you.
Oh,
and it's
wow.
absolutely marvelous. So yeah, it's a great place.
It sounds like
It's fun, and it's also a great resource for people who really want to write and are serious about doing something.
Well, I think the biggest hurdle is walking through the door because, like you said, most writers, you write all this stuff and you put your heart and soul into it, and you don't want someone to tell you that's crappy. Or that's no good or whatever.
It's hard. You have to really be strong about what you're doing. I've had editors before, and some of them have been absolutely fantastic. As a matter of fact, I can't say that I've met a bad one, but when I came here to the Villages, I did meet one that I really like a lot, and she published this book for me, and my most recent book, which is this one here. She did it. Her name's Paula Howard, and she's a great editor. And it was easy for me because I didn't have to think about how to get it done. Mm-hmm. She did.
Maybe we'll publish a book next, Christine.
A book? Yeah.
You just said it. Yes. They make it so easy.
You're actually even reminding me that I used to write when I was much younger, that one of my favorite classes in high school was a creative writing class, and that I had published. And I forgot about it until you talked about it, and it was poetry. It was my poetry that I did at the time, and had a cousin who had a rag out in Idaho, and newspaper, whatever. And
we even have a group that helps people who want to do editorials writing or journalist writings. So it's not just books.
Oh, good. So if you want to write for a newspaper or a magazine,
you can get help.
All without ChatGPT.
We really don't do ChatGPT. I mean, ChatGPT has its place.
Yes.
But, if you want to really be a serious writer, you've got to learn how to write.
Yeah.
You've got to learn how to...
Do you fear that the art of writing might be getting diluted or going away because of AI in the writing format?
I really don't know where it's headed.
Yeah.
And some people are really afraid of it. Of what it's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the real authors, the true authors, are going to stick to their guns and write what they...
Because no one's going to have those ideas and
the idea in the first place.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's amazing. I've read so many books, and I'm still stunned at what some authors come up with in terms of their ideas. It's like totally amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Great. Well, I think that's it for now. These books are absolutely beautiful. We're going to put the links in the description if you were interested in checking any of them out on Amazon. I think these books would be perfect for my 8-year-old who's an advanced reader. Yeah. And I'm going to make sure that I encourage or buy some there.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun.
I'm coming to the next meeting.
Okay. You want to see that she's calling
for you coming in the door.
All right. Well, thanks again for watching. We really appreciate you coming today, Jeanne.
We appreciate it.
And again, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate that, guys.
It's been fun.
And we'll see you next time
Out on the Lanai.
Okay.
Bye.